Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome to another Luke's Initiative video series. And as you can see, we're back in my office. Now, it should come as no surprise to any of you how big of a Batman fanboy I really am. There's just something about the character that draws me to him, whether it's his overwhelming sense of justice, the cool cars, the gadgets, all the different villains he fights, or the fact that the guy never gives up, even though he's human. But anyway, I have played every single Batman game ever imaginable, and I own most of them. While this game is no Batman Arkham Asylum, it does do some things that perked my interest and made me really like this Batman game. But don't take my word for it, check out this review. Batman Brave and the Bold, the video game for Wii, is a classic side-scroller beat-em-up game with some platforming elements. The game was developed by Way Forward Technologies, the same geniuses behind last year's hit, Boy and His Blob. The game consists of 4 story chapters, each with 8 levels, and takes roughly an hour to beat each chapter. To keep you from getting bored, the entire chapter has witty dialogue between Batman and his colleagues, which I have to say made the game pretty entertaining.
Would you mind if I rode on your back? My wings are getting a little tired with all this flying over every obstacle.
Was that a joke?
Sort of.
Don't quit your day job.
Hey.
Brave and the Bold, the video game, allows you to play as just 5 characters though. Batman and Robin, the Blue Beetle, Hawkman, and my least favorite of the bunch, Guy Guardian. Would it have killed them to put Hal Jordan in instead? The Batcave, like Lego Batman, acts as the hub between the missions for this game. Here players can replay chapters, train with Wildcat, and upgrade Batman's many different gadgets. To buy stuff, you need to use Batcoins. No, I'm serious. As you defeat wave after wave of enemies, they drop coins, just like in River City Ransom, and you use these to unlock and buy stuff in the upgrades menu. Gameplay is a good old-fashioned beat-em-up and can be played solo or with a friend. Like the LEGO games, it too features drop in and out gameplay. What's interesting about this game, Batman and company have 2 meters to pay attention to, a red for health and a blue for gadgets and superpowers. By finding colored capsules throughout the levels, you can refill your meters. Controls are actually pretty simple for this game. You press the A button for a standard punch and can do a combo by continuing to press A, swing the Wiimote for a stronger attack, plus, every hero can activate a super move by shaking the Wiimote and nunchuck at the same time. Brave and the Bold also features jump-in heroes to assist you during the gameplay, and you call them by pressing the 1 button. Still, in order for them to do any real damage, you have to waggle the Wiimote. Frankly, I have a few minor issues with this game to get off my chest. My smallest gripe with this game is developers are still putting Robin's R on the wrong side when he faces in the opposite direction. You would think after all these years of developing Batman games, developers would stop doing that. But every game Robin has been in, it's the same old thing. While I'm on this rant, why on earth isn't Dick Grayson Nightwing in this? This game takes place after Season 2 if I'm not mistaken, because you fight Starrio in it. By this point, Grayson is Nightwing in the show, and has been for some time. My last minor complaint is the repetitive enemies you fight. Mainly these blue goons, and of course the thugs that have guns. They seem to appear in just about every level, except for the space one, which makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is these guys even appear in the underworld. Yeah, that would really make sense down there. Now to tackle the big issues I have with this game. It's Wiimote only, folks. I was so excited when I popped this game in my Wii and had my classic controller ready, and my hopes were dashed when this screen came up. For me, not having the option to play as a classic controller really changed my view on this game and got me kind of mad, seriously. Now, it's not that the Wiimote control mechanics don't work. They work very well, but beat-em-ups are supposed to be played traditionally. Brave and the Bold has no increased difficulty either. It's the same the entire game. And making the game this easy is just a bat slap to the face. What makes this even lamer is the fact the game has not 1 tutorial level, but dozens. If you skip Wildcat's training, the game will still pause during the Robin chapter to help you do a new move. This not only slows down the action, but is super annoying. It's like somebody pressing pause every 5 minutes. So you have to tell them how to play. Luckily, folks, this only happens your first time through the game. Upgrading is a pain in this game, mainly because it takes hours to collect enough Batcoins to unlock stuff. and the prices are so outrageous. Even though the game has 4 other heroes, you can only play as them in their respected storylines. Fail. I understand that they do this because the actor dialogue is constant through the entire mission, which is funny and adds so much to the game as a whole. But if players could have mixed and matched heroes and brought them on different missions, this would have offered a whole different set of dialogue and unique ways to play the different levels with other heroes. My complaints aside, this isn't a terrible Batman game at all. The gameplay is solid even though it's Wiimote only, but it doesn't take away from the fun factor of this game. I had a blast playing this game with my wife for hours on end, and even solo. The gameplay is just great throughout. Honestly, gamers of all ages will be able to start punching criminals in the face right at the get-go. Skilled gamers will love this game too for a variety of actions Batman can do when fighting the many criminals of Gotham. Like grabbing and throwing bad guys into other bad guys, or uppercutting guys and leaping after them to perform some serious air combos, using Batman's cape glide to slow down your descent, block oncoming attacks and not take any damage from it, show off by backflipping or rolling out of harm's way, and a lot more. Since the game is a 2010 inspired version of what I still deem one of the best Batman games ever made, The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super Nintendo, Bat's crime-fighting gadgets all still have a purpose in this video game as well. As a Batman fan, that makes me grin just like the Joker. By holding in the Z button and aiming with the Wiimote, the Dark Knight can destroy bombs or take out thugs with just one Batarang. That's epic! He can fly using a Bat jetpack, blow up obstacles with a Bat bomb, dizzy enemies with a Bat flashbang, short out electronics with a Bat stun gun, and you get the idea. Batman has a total of 8 gadgets, and each one of them plays a vital role to the gameplay as a whole, no matter what level you're in. I have to say that playing as the other heroes is actually great and changes up the gameplay mechanics from the standard punches and kicks that Batman can do. Also, the heroes can jump a lot higher than Batman and add some superpowers into the mix, which is a nice change of pace. The jumping heroes grew on me after a while and came in handy when you were surrounded. The meter also refills over time, so it's not like you can't use them more than once per level, which was pretty cool. Out of all the heroes to play as though, my favorite is still Robin, mainly because it's Grayson, although I didn't grow up with him as Robin. He was Nightwing when I was born. Tim Drake was actually Robin when I was growing up, and he was really cool, but he wasn't Grayson. Not to mention, I got to see Grayson kick butt as Robin in the animated series After School, and later as Nightwing too. Now, all these years later, Dick Grayson is the Batman and Bruce's son Damian is Grayson's Robin. And there's kind of this different contrast between the two because Dick is lighter and Damian is crazy dark like his dad. It's funny. Graphics-wise, this game looks incredible and like a living cartoon show. But what do you expect from the people behind A Boy and His Blob? In fact, sometimes, just when I think the graphics are at its peak, this game surprises me with stuff like this in the clock tower. Most impressive. Music is actually okay in this game. I love jazz as much as the next guy. Actually, I'm a jazz percussionist myself. But the music only gets really exciting and good during the actual fights. Voice acting in this game is top-notch, and you will be laughing a lot during the dialogue scenes, and I enjoyed how this game didn't take itself too seriously either.
Honey, you're back on.
Huh?
Honey, you're on.
On for what? Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I just got so into the new Batman Brave and the Bold, the video game for the DS, and it's just as good, if not better, than the Wii version. Now that you guys have actually watched the Wii review and seen the things that I didn't like and I liked, is the game really worth your time? I'm gonna say yes and no. If you're just a regular hardcore gamer that likes the occasional beat-em-up arcade-style game and some platforming, then I would give this game a rental. If you are a true hardcore Batman fan, on the other hand, and you just want to play a great Batman game, then this game is tailor-made for the fans, and you will have just as much fun playing it as I did. Well, that wraps up another episode of Luke's Initiative. Please keep checking back every Friday to see a brand new episode here on GameZone.com. This has been Luke, or K-Wing. My catchphrase as always is God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, gamers.